Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in this video, I want to give you guys an update on what is happening right now with Terra Lunar Classic. So this is Terra Lunar Classic right now, guys. And as you guys can clearly see, Terra Lunar Classic has in fact been dipping, right? So a few days ago, guys, in fact, right, my most previous Terra Lunar Classic video, right, I showed you guys that we did in fact have this support level, right? This yellow line right here was in fact a support line, right? So as you guys can clearly see that Terra Classic absolutely did. Okay, we know that Terra Classic for the past few weeks has been pretty much consolidating. You guys can clearly see that, right? Pretty much above this support level, okay? But just recently, guys, okay, a few days ago, pretty much, Terra Classic absolutely did. You guys can clearly see that. Okay, this pretty much happened like about a few hours ago. I want to say like a day ago or so, maybe even over a day, right? Pretty much 2 days ago. So you guys can clearly see that Terra Classic did in fact dip down. You guys can clearly see that, right? So Terra Classic, guys, is currently at 25. Okay, my most previous video, right, where I talked about Terra Classic, we were in fact at 27, right? But today, guys, okay, it is in fact at 25. So obviously Terra Classic has been dipping. You guys can obviously, clearly see that, right? So it's dipping slightly, but we are still, holding on pretty strong, right? You guys can obviously, clearly see that ever since we had this pump up when Binance, right, one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, announced that they were in fact supporting the burns for Terra Classic, we had this 60 to 70% pump up, right, for Terra Classic, which was a absolutely amazing pump. Okay, so Terra Classic obviously pumped when Binance announced that they were in fact supporting the burns for Terra Classic, so it pumped up. And ever since we had this pump, guys, obviously you guys can clearly see that Terra Classic has been still holding up pretty well, even though yes, okay, we are in fact having a slight dip right now. Okay, you guys can obviously clearly see that. So there's no longer a support level right here because it broke down. Okay, so it's still cool. Okay, even though yes, it's slightly dipping right now. Terra Classic is still holding up pretty well. It's actually pumping slightly right now. Terra Classic is actually having a slight pump up right now as I'm filming this video. It's actually pumping up over 2%, 2.6%, almost 3%, which is not too bad. Okay, so Terra Classic, in my opinion, guys, is still a decent bar right now, and it's still holding up pretty well. Okay, it really, really, really is. So, guys, in this video, there's some exciting news that I really want to talk about. Okay, and this is actually some major news for Terra Classic. Okay, it's not really news, but it's an update, right? We know that Binance, okay, one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, okay, they support the burns now for Terra Classic, and they have been burning literally billions of Terra Classic tokens. Okay, and literally the first burn, guys, they burned around 5.5 billion Terra Classic tokens on their first burn, right? The second burn, it was at about 8.6 billion, and now, guys, okay, now you guys can clearly see that Binance, okay, have officially burned over 11 billion, 11.1 billion Terra Classic tokens. Okay, so this is some big updates for Binance. Okay, they have already burned over 11 billion, guys, right? And when Binance announced that they were in fact supporting the burns, let's just go back a bit and let's just see what day this was, the 26th of September. Okay, so pretty much 3 weeks now, right, ever since Binance announced that they were in fact supporting the burns. So literally, guys, okay, that time period ever since, three weeks ago when Binance announced that they were in fact supporting the burns, they have already burned over 11 billion Terra Classic tokens. Just in 3 weeks time, guys. In just 3 weeks time, Binance have already burned over 11 billion Terra Classic tokens. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Like, this is literally like just the beginning of the burns. You guys have to understand that 3 weeks is not long at all. You know what I mean? This is, we are still in its early stages of the burns. You guys have to understand that, right? And of course, guys, okay, look at the tax burns. Okay, it's currently at 6.9 billion, almost 7 billion. Okay, so no joke, probably by tomorrow this will be at 7 billion. Okay, so legit, guys, every single day we are in fact burning, millions and billions of Terra Classic tokens. You guys have to understand this, right? And this is exactly what we want to see right? We want to see the burns happen, okay? Every single day, okay? Every single day we want the burns to happen. This is exactly, okay, what we want to see, guys, right? So, if we want to see Terra Classic reach, 1 cent, okay? If we want Terra Classic, okay, to reach, a couple cents, right? Even to $1, we need the burns to happen. And that's exactly what's happening right now, okay? It's exactly what's happening right now. Binance is burning millions and billions of Terra Classic tokens. You guys can obviously clearly see that, right? Same with the tax burns. And of course, other crypto exchanges like Qcoin, right? So burns are in fact happening, guys, for Terra Classic, and this is exactly what we want to see. Okay, for Terra Classic to reach, these price targets of a cent, a few cents, and of course $1, even above $1, we obviously need the burns to happen. You know what I mean? So obviously we know the supply, okay, for Terra Classic is currently at 6.8. It was actually at 6.9. Now it's at 6.8. So it's going down, guys, right? The supply right now for Terra Classic is slightly going back down, which is good. Okay, so obviously, right, the lower the supply goes for Terra Classic, obviously the demand will in fact rise, right? The price will in fact rise, guys. Okay, so if we want to see Terra Classic reach $1, okay, and I'm pretty sure we all want to see Terra Classic reach that price target of $1, we need to burn literally not even millions, like billions, even trillions of Terra Classic tokens. So obviously, guys, this is gonna take time. This is not going to happen overnight. You guys have to understand that. You know what I mean? For us to see Terra Classic at $1, okay, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Please understand this, guys. Okay, but eventually, guys, it will happen. I told you guys this many times that I really do believe that Terra Classic has the potential, okay, has that chance right there in front of them of reaching $1. It's not going to happen overnight, though. It's going to happen a few years down the road. We need the burns to happen, and guess what? The burns are in fact happening. You know what I mean? So yes, guys, Binance have officially burned over 11 billion. Okay, 11 billion Terra Classic tokens. Absolutely amazing. Okay, absolutely amazing. This is literally still in the early stages. You know what I mean, of the burns, right? Like literally, 3 weeks. So obviously that's not even that long. You know what I mean? So Binance is literally burning millions and billions of Terra Classic, which is obviously a great sign. And I'm just really glad that they have, that they are in fact, supporting the burns for Terra Classic. You know what I mean? Because obviously, a month ago and even before that, Binance was sort of on the edge. You know what I mean? They weren't actually supporting the burns for Terra Classic. They were actually supporting Terra Classic in general, but they weren't too sure about the burns. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they are in fact supporting the burns now, right? So yeah, guys, Binance have officially burned over 11 billion Terra Classic tokens. It's just amazing to see. You know what I mean? And obviously, the 1.2% tax burns. Okay, the burn tax is now at 6.9 billion. It's gonna reach 7 billion by tomorrow. So obviously, guys, I will in fact keep you guys updated on what's gonna happen with Terra Classic in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. But yes, guys, Terra Classic, obviously, you guys can clearly see it is, in fact, having, it was, in fact, having a slight dip. But right now, it is, in fact, having a slight pump right now. Like I showed you guys, it is, in fact, up over 2% today, right? But obviously, you guys can clearly see that for the past few days, it has been going down. You guys can obviously, clearly see that, right? We're, in fact, at about the 28 to the 27 range right around here. And then now we are, in fact, at the 25 range, right? So you guys can clearly see that. So that being said, guys, I still think, okay, it's a decent buy right now for Terra Classic. I really do. Okay, at 25, it's not too bad at all. It's not too shabby, especially if you're investing into Terra Classic for long term, right? But just know, guys, you're always going to have an exit strategy. Just know, okay, when to take profits and when to not to take profits, right? So everyone has to have an exit strategy. But personally, guys, yes, I am still buying into Terra Classic. I'm not buying, I'm not going all in on Terra Classic, okay? I'm really not. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. But I am in fact buying. Okay, every now and then I will in fact chuck in, maybe a couple $100 into Terra Classic. Buy a couple, millions of Terra Classic, right? But on that, I'm not going all in. I'm not chucking, tens and thousands of dollars into Terra Classic. Okay, I'm just not taking that risk for this cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm really not, right? But I believe in it, guys. I really do believe that Tailwind Classic one day can easily reach a cent, a few cents, and of course $1. Okay, but that $1 price target, it's not going to happen overnight. Obviously, it's going to take some time. Okay, we all know that. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I will in fact keep you guys updated on what's going to happen with Tailwind Classic in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. And on that, guys, stay tuned for tomorrow. Okay, I'm actually going to be uploading a whole bunch of videos tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And on that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.